Hello, my name is Dr. Frank Wilson, and I'm a lover of art and a lover of mathematics. Today I'm going to show you how to use mathematics with a powerful graphing tool called Desmos to create beautiful art. The formula we're going to use today is shown here. Now initially it looks a little bit overwhelming, but once you make sense of it, it's not too bad. First thing to recognize is that this little letter here, this Greek letter with a 0 and a line across it, is called theta. So we've got a couple of thetas. The theta represents an angle, so it's measuring angles. The sine value here, when we take a sine of an angle, that value goes back and forth between -1 and 1. So this value is going to go back and forth between -1 and 1. Same thing on the cosine value. It's going to go back and forth between -1 and 1. And finally, the 2 there, we'll just add on to that. So these values are going back and forth between -1 and 1. This one over here is going back and forth between 1 and 3. And then r represents what we call the radius. So let me go point to the graph so you can see what this means here. So first of all, here is our, see a circle here. We're measuring, when we talk about the angle, we're starting here at the origin and then we're looking in a certain direction. So if I'm looking at 90 degrees, it would be straight up. If I'm looking at 45 degrees, it would be over this way. So the angle tells us what direction to look, and then the r tells us how far to step out. So you can see here, our r goes from 0 all the way up to 3. We go all the way up to 3. When we're at 90 degrees, it's all the way up there. So this doesn't look terribly interesting, just being a circle, but what's amazing is as we start to change the value of this a is some variable, we're just going to change that, we're going to be able to create some beautiful pictures. So let me show you how that's done. So I'm going to come over here to Desmos. I've got a scroll bar, and I'm going to animate A, and we'll watch what happens. You see a lot of really cool looking designs. It's constantly changing. A lot of motion going on. What's amazing is that simple equation. It might have looked a little bit complex, but not a terrible amount of stuff in that equation, and yet just by varying the value of A, we can create some beautiful images. So as you can see with Desmos, you can make some beautiful images, and just by varying one quantity, that value of A, you can have images that look quite different from each other. They can go from complex to very simple. So I hope you enjoy playing around with Desmos and creating beautiful art.